Hello there, you perfectly lovely people. My name is Sarah, and I'm going to be reading you a story from Peter Pan and Wendy by JM Barrie. This evening's chapter is called All Sorts of Adventures. Now, Peter did not like listening to bedtime stories about mothers because he thought that all mothers were silly. There was one of Wendy's stories about Mrs. Darling, which he simply hated. And he went out by himself in a huff whenever this was being told. No one ever knew what happened when Peter was alone, but it looked as if he was having adventures. There might have been fights with pirates, or with grizzly bears, or with redskins. Peter sometimes came home with his head bandaged. Still, it was very difficult to tell if his adventures were real ones or make-believe. It was all the same to him. There were some real adventures, though, most exciting. Wendy knew that they were true because she was in them herself. There was the cake which the pirates cooked so that the boys might die after eating it. It was found time after time, hidden in different places, but Wendy always snatched it away before any boy could so much as nibble at it. So it became quite old and hard, and it came in handy for throwing at the pirates. Then there was the adventure of the Neverbird, whose nest fell out of a tree into the lagoon. But she went on sitting upon her eggs, and Peter commanded she was not to be disturbed. And then there was the adventure of the large leaf, on which Tink and some rather rude little fairies, finding Wendy asleep, put her afloat, hoping she would be carried away by the tide. Tink, you see, was just as spiteful as ever. But Wendy awoke and swam back. However, the adventure of the Mermaid's Lagoon was the biggest of all. The mermaids did not like the boys coming to play in their lagoon, and they objected so much to Wendy that they would dive at once if they saw her and splash her with their tails if they possibly could. This was very unfriendly, for Wendy would have liked to talk to them, if it were only a few words about the weather. But they never said a single civil thing to her, not even good afternoon, although they would chatter by the hour to Peter. One summer day, the boys were lying in the sun, dozing on the great rock called Marooner's Rock. Wendy was wide awake, stitching away at her needlework. Suddenly, the air grew dark and cold, and there came a funny sound, nearer and nearer across the water. Wendy didn't know what it was, but Peter did. It was the noise of a muffled oar. Now, nobody but the sly pirates would use muffled oars. In fact, they were the only people on the island who had any oars at all. So when Peter shouted, "Pirates, dive!" everyone woke up and jumped into the water. Peter and Wendy stayed together behind the rock, where they were not likely to be seen. The pirate dinghy was rowed up to the rock by Smee, the boatswain, and his comrade, Starkey. Both of them thoroughly bad men. They had taken prisoner the red-skinned princess, Tiger Lily. They had tied her hand and foot, and they were going to leave her on the rock to be drowned. This shows how black-hearted they were. Peter made up his mind to save Tiger Lily. The easiest thing would have been to wait until the pirates had gone away again, but Peter didn't care for an easy way. He bobbed up and down in the water behind the rock and imitated the voice of Hook so cleverly that Smee and Starkey thought it was their captain calling to them. Peter ordered them, "Set Tiger Lily free and let her go." He said, "I will claw you if you don't obey at once." They thought this was very odd, but they were afraid to contradict their captain. They cut the cords around Tiger Lily's arms and legs, and she slipped into the lagoon and swam ashore. Peter and Wendy were delighted at seeing this, and Peter was just about to give one of his most conceited crows when Wendy put her hand over his mouth. For the real Hook was now shouting over the lagoon as he swam to the rock. "Boat ahoy!" he cried. The two pirates showed a lantern and lighted him. so that he climbed up beside them and sat down all dismal and dripping and rested his head on his hook. Oh, how he groaned and sighed. Smee and Starkey could not think what was the matter with him, but at last they ventured to ask him, "What's up, Captain?" Hook replied in a hollow voice, "Those boys have found a mother." "What's a mother?" asked Smee. He had never been properly taught. "That is a mother," said Hook, and he pointed to the Neverbird sitting on the floating nest. "That nest must have fallen into the water, but would the mother desert her eggs? No." "If she is a mother," said Starkey, "perhaps she's sticking about here to help Peter." Hook said that was just what he was afraid of. Smee and Starkey then understood that Peter and the boys were quite safe and they would come to no harm from wicked pirate plots because they had a mother to take care of them. A mother was stronger than the wickedest pirate. Whatever could be done? Suddenly Smee said, "Captain, I say, could we steal away the boy's mother and have her for our mother?" "Splendid!" cried Hook. "Yes, we will seize the children, tie them to the ship, and drown them all. Then we shall have Wendy for our mother." "Never!" cried Wendy behind the rock. The pirates asked, What was that?" But there was silence. So they put their hands on Hook's claw and agreed to do as he had said and to kidnap Wendy and destroy the others. Nothing could be simpler. The pirates chuckled. How horribly in joy. At this minute, Hook remembered about Tiger Lily. "Where is the redskin?" "We let her go as you told us," said Smee. "You let her go?" cried Hook. He was fearfully angry. But when his men explained that his own voice had given the order, he was very uncomfortable indeed. So were they all. Certainly it was very queer that someone should be imitating Hook like that. A mermaid couldn't do it, nor a redskin, nor a fairy. Hook thought, perhaps some person who is mocking me is still somewhere here. So he called out and Peter answered him exactly in his own voice, just like an echo, only he did not say the same words. "Stranger, who are ya?" said Hook. "I am Captain James Cook of the Jolly Roger," replied Peter. "Then who am I?" said Hook. "Only a codfish," said the voice. Hook was very much annoyed. He shouted, "Have you another name?" This was only a trick and a trap, but Peter was feeling so frightfully conceited he didn't see that what Hook was after. And he answered in his own proper voice, "I have." Hook went on making guesses. And at last he got as far as this, that the voice belonged to a wonderful boy who was close to but could not be seen. "You can't guess, can you? You can't guess," crowed Peter. "Do you give up?" "Yes, yes," cried the pirates. "Well then, I am Peter Pan." "Take him dead or alive," screamed Hook. Are you ready, boys?" shouted Peter. "Aye, aye, sir." This answer came from different parts of the lagoon. "Then go for the pirates!" And the fight began. Oh, brilliant! Can't wait for tomorrow night. Now, my little friends, I hope you've all cleaned your teeth. Wash your hands. And I want you to go snuggle into your bed and give yourself a great big cuddle. Good night.